I mean,
but
classic.
that's just me.
Absolute classic. Okay, let's do this. This is our Geekverse reaction special where we are going to do our Spider-Man No Way Home final predictions. And before we get into our predictions, I want to update those of you on the critic response after the premiere. The premiere happened on Monday, the 13th of December. People have seen No Way Home. There are people on this earth that have had the opportunity to see Spider-Man No Way Home. And currently, 76 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And here's our current Rotten Tomatoes score. After 76 critics have gotten on there, Spider-Man No Way Home is at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. That means 97% of the critics that have seen this film think it's a good one, folks. So currently, at least, obviously critics have been wrong in the past. Currently, No Way Home is shaping up to be pretty good. Now, of course, what I did was I've got some people that for so long kind of inspired me to get into this and to start doing podcasts and to start talking about geek stuff. I pulled 3 people's tweets of people that I have usually and generally shared the same opinion on and kind of gotten their vibes at least. 3 tweets that I want to read for those of you watching. Perry Nemiroff of Collider. Love listening to her talk about anything Geekverse related. She said, the first half of Spider-Man No Way Home is a little messy, but that second half, in all caps, soars. In that part of the movie, the multiverse of it all far exceeded my expectations. Fun, exhilarating, often very emotional, and hugely satisfying material. That was one review that I wanted to share. Second one, Soups. Matt Ramos, those of you that are on TikTok, you've probably seen this guy's reactions. They're great. He always brings the energy. This one, I mean, I was expecting it to be positive regardless. He said, I don't even know where to begin. This movie exceeds all of the expectations that we had for it. It's everything I've wanted to see in a Tom Holland Spider-Man. It truly is a celebration of the most beloved character in the best way possible. And then my third and final review, Christian Harloff, big time listener of his growing up and getting into this kind of realm. He said, so Spider-Man No Way Home, I was concerned with so many characters. Same here, dude. I've been so concerned with so many characters that it would feel crammed and not enough development to care about what was going on. I'm happy to have been wrong. This is engaging, emotional, and most of all, fun. DJ, you hear all of this. Where are you currently at in your mind, hearing the number on Rotten Tomatoes and hearing these pretty positive reviews?
Well, first of all, I did not know the Rotten Tomatoes score until you said it. So my reaction a minute ago was genuine. I don't know if I had my face on the screen or not for that.
Yeah.
But I was like,
yeah, there you go.
I couldn't believe it. I looked like the guy whose face melts at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's what I look like. I kind of couldn't believe hearing that. It's 90%. That's incredible. I don't know if the other Spider-Man movies
97.
No matter where at. What's that?
97%.
All are like other Spider-Man movies. Are they at 97% or?
I want to say some of the Tom Holland films are definitely in the 90s. I don't know about the other ones.
Well, I don't know either. That's why I was maybe hoping you did, but I'll just Google it later, or somebody watching can Google it and put it in the comments.
Yeah, there you go.
That's up to them. That's your prerogative. Anyway, I still, think that's an incredible feat for a superhero movie to have such a high rating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman had a 99% rating at one point. That was when it was still in theaters. That could have changed, over the last 4 or 5 years, but I can't think of any other superhero movies, maybe Black Panther, but that's about it. So Dark to have Knight, a 97 probably. Right now, I would say, I didn't want to say Dark Knight because it was so long ago. So I don't know.
That's just a guess, off the cuff.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's in the National Film Registry, as you pointed out earlier. So it would make sense that it's, got a high rating. But that's a big deal for me. The other people, I don't care about. This sounds bad because I'm supposed to care a little bit, but like other people's reactions to things like that. I don't typically care because I have people that I trust who are film fans like you and my dad's a big film guy. And you know, if my dad likes a film, you know, I know it's good because he just has a great opinion. He's a cinephile like I am. He's the reason I think movies all the time. So in fact, we had a great conversation about film today at lunch, you know, so I trust him. I trust my cousin, who's a massive Spider-Man fan, who I know is going to love this anyway. Like I said, I trust Caleb and a lot of our viewers. I would listen to their opinion, especially our Discord members. I mean, I would totally listen to their opinion over some random person, you know, that I don't know. Like Christian Harloff, I recognize that name. I hear that name and I think, okay, this guy likes it. Great. That's fantastic. It's spectacular. It's amazing, using Spider-Man adjectives. You know, I'm hearing that and I think that's great. So it's nice to hear it. I don't need to hear it. I'm still kind of in that phase of let me see it so I can react to it myself.
That's fair. I mean, my personal take is I care more about what those type of people think than the critics personally. I mean,
and that's fine.
They're people like you and me and those of you watching this video or listening to it. I mean, those are the type of people that you are too, probably. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at. I know that 97% is massive. That's a massive deal that critics think that highly of it. And I can't wait to personally see it myself. But before we finally get a chance to see it, let's share some predictions. I've got this in 3 categories. My first category here is predictions that we believe will 100% happen. I'll just go ahead and read my top 3, and then I'll pass it on to DJ to let him share some thoughts, or maybe even add some other of his personal beliefs of 100% gonna happen. First one, Toby and Andrew, I 100% believe that they're going to show up. I know they keep saying that they're not going to. I still 100% expect to see those 2 roles show up in this film. Second one, I have a prediction that Doc Ock is going to end up helping Tom Holland's Spidey in some form. I think they're going to connect. They're going to be, I don't know, they're going to have some form of, I guess, what's the word?
Buddy cop.
Buddy cop, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's my second thing. And third thing, this has taken a while to get here. DJ, this one might shock you. I've been so heavily against this for a while. But my third and final 100% is going to happen. Venom will appear. Drop the mic. I'm officially on board.
Let's go. Those of you who have not been watching Geekverse and have not heard these conversations, man, this is a feat. I welcome to your redemption, Caleb. No, I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad that we have at least one thing different on our list from each other. I just want to react to that Doc Ock thing really quick. Okay, you know that's a cool concept. You know, I agree with that to a certain point. Okay. And here's why. At the end of Spider-Man 2, before Doc Ock drowns the Palladium, and I can't believe I remember what that stuff was called. I haven't seen that movie in years. That was impressive.
I'm impressed.
I can't believe I haven't watched that movie in so long. I can't really remember it. Anyway, he drags it to the bottom of the river, and with it himself, and you know, he kind of perishes, which self-sacrifice, you know, it's always a beautiful thing. So he does make the turn, a la Darth Vader, Return of the Jedi. It all connects. Yeah. It's nice to see your take on that because it is feasible. It's genuinely feasible. I do love that. I think that's really cool. Sweet. Well, Sweet. I said that I have one thing different from you. Okay. Toby and Andrew, if not in the final fight, maybe somewhere randomly near the end. Venom, I really do think Venom is showing up. There's no way he's not. I still think this is a Sinister Six movie. For those of you who have still not seen our Let There Be Carnage spoiler breakdown, go watch it. It'll tell you everything you need to know about what me and Caleb think about No Way Home, about Venom, whatever. That was such a fun conversation. And our No Way Home trailer breakdowns that we did. We discussed a ton of stuff with those 2 specials. So go look those up and watch those after this. But excuse me. The last thing that I think will happen, I think Jon Favreau, Happy Hogan himself, will die.
I think I would honestly maybe add that to my list now that I heard you say it.
Yeah, I mean, and the Doc Ock thing too, I might as well add it to my list, because I do really think you're onto something there. Here's why I think Happy's going to die for a number of reasons. I know that Tony Stark was kind of the Uncle Ben in this Tom Holland story, but Happy and Aunt May are dating, and it makes sense that Tom Holland, I think, we avoided the Uncle Ben story for a while, but as Tom Holland's story has gone on, we've seen him like in 5 or 6 movies now as Spider-Man. I think he needs to have an Uncle Ben moment, a real true Uncle Ben moment, and Happy's been his guy there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So to watch Happy die, that's going to be an emotional thing. I bet it propels a good portion of the story if that does happen.
Yeah.
Second reason for him dying is more on a contractual basis with Jon Favreau. Favreau has been a part of the MCU since 2008, and that's a long time to be a part of one franchise. Now, I know he's not been in every single Marvel movie, but if Tony is there, Happy's there. I mean, he's pretty much always been there. Maybe not in Infinity War, I don't think, or I'm struggling to remember if he was in Civil War, but in those 2 movies, he wasn't there that I'm aware of. And if somebody, can tell me. So I think Happy's going to die. I think it's going to be a new Uncle Ben type moment. But, on the contractual side of things, Jon Favreau's got other things to worry about.
Yeah.
He's a producer on Mandalorian. He's a producer and a director on Mandalorian. He's a producer on Book of Boba Fett. Who knows what else he is tied into at Lucasfilm. So, and he's a filmmaker, so he's gonna do other projects. He's not just tied to these 2 franchises. I think we forget that sometimes when we see a director or an actor jump ship and go do something random. We're like, oh, cool, I love them in Spider-Man or whatever, but I don't know about this. Like, look, you can be a fan of whatever you want to be a fan of, but like, he's not just tied to these 2 franchises, and he's not just tied to the movie Elf. He's tied to a lot of other things. Yeah. So I think he's going to die. Those are my 300% things. I guess 4 now. I'm going to kind of jump on board with you with Doc Ock because I think that would be really neat to see.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. All right. Well, listen. Let's go ahead and get into our next category. We'll move through these a little bit quicker. Predictions that we are fairly confident in. I'm going to say Toby and Andrew get a proper send-off that they never really got to get, and I think we won't see them again, but we're going to somehow feel that emotional connection that, look, these actors have given everything that they can into these characters. Tom Holland is officially the only one that you need to worry about, but Toby and Andrew, here's your moment. Have at it. That's my next fairly confident that we get it. And secondly, and I guess this, I now feel like I can bump this into the 100%, but I added some more characters here. We'll add Jon Favreau's character in as someone that's going to die, but I also added MJ, Ned, or Aunt May. I think someone big like that could potentially meet their end, and that's why I'm putting it in the fairly confident category. Thoughts and anything you want to add to it?
I don't like that you said Aunt May could die. I don't like that you said that MJ could die.
Uh-huh.
I'm with a lot of the internet here. I think MJ is going to get close to death and Andrew is going to swing in and save her, kind of redeeming the Gwen Stacy moment.
Yeah.
I'm my fairly confident predictions. I don't necessarily have them. This is the first time in a while that I've really, aside from the handful of spoilers I've already seen online, I felt really bad when I sent Caleb some spoilers a while back on Spider-Man. And so I've avoided all spoilers on Spider-Man since then, just out of, I don't know, just abstaining. I felt so bad about kind of ruining that for Caleb. So I was like, Caleb wasn't mad at me about it. It was just, I feel bad. I'm not going to look at anything else. So I haven't. So since then I've been very, I don't want to see anything aside from like trailers, and watching the red carpet stuff was pretty cool. I've seen bits and pieces from that, but as far as things I'm fairly confident in, I don't think Aunt May is going to die. I don't like that. That makes me sad. I don't like that. Sad. I had to throw a little accent in there.
Yeah.
And I would be okay if MJ dies, but I don't want it to happen.
Right.
I just, I would like to see the Gwen Stacy story come in here in the future if Tom Holland continues to play Spider-Man, which he's teased he might not be, which I get it, but who knows? And You said something else. I'm struggling to remember now.
Toby and Andrew get their proper goodbye.
I think that they'll get a good send off. I think they'll kind of walk through a Doctor Strange portal, and that'll kind of be it. God, oh my gosh, if Toby fades into dust like Sandman did, I'm gonna get up and walk out of the theater. That was annoying. Like I to this day I still hate that scene.
Yeah.
So anyway, and Sandman fades into dust again in this movie. I'm not gonna get up and leave the theater, but it's stupid. So he needs something different. That's just not a good way to send off a villain. I'm
Fair
sorry.
enough. Fair enough.
There's a lot. I have a lot of problems with Spider-Man 3. If I'm going to be real honest, and we can discuss those in a future Geekverse. But I'm with you for the most part.
All right. Well, here we go. Final category. Things that won't happen, but I would love to see. Miles Morales appearance, a Wanda appearance, and Venom symbiote in Peter Parker. I think those three things that I don't think they're going to happen, but I would love to see them happen. They could potentially happen. I mean, it's on the table, but I don't expect it to happen. Thoughts on that and anything else you would like to add to it before we wrap up?
I don't think any of that's going to happen. And because I have nothing else, I'm going to say I don't think, this is kind of bold. Okay, I'm going to say something bold. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to say it. They will not mention at all Tony Stark.
Oh, I hope. I'm on the category that I hope they don't. I'm ready to see something different. Connect to something different.
I'm personally tired of them going back to Tony over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's monotonous.
And I know that is a hot take, and there's probably people that are going to comment on this and roast us, but that's just kind of where I'm at too.
This is the clip we put on TikTok. You know, this is the one. It is. You know, I don't want to see Tony. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to see him. He's played his role. He's done his thing. He gave the Iron Spider suit over to Peter, and Happy's there to help him with it until he dies.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You know, that's great. I don't want to see him. I don't hear about him. I'm tired of us relying so much on Iron Man, and I want to see the new chapter. I'm ready for the new thing. So,
yeah, me too. Well,
that's not going to happen, but
yeah,
you know, there it is.
Well, I'm ready to see No Way Home, and I can't wait to go and see it with the wife. Thursday night, we are finally going to get a chance to see Spider-Man No Way Home come to fruition. It's going to happen. We're going to know what happens in this film. It's going to be great. Well, listen, that is